Hey internets, it's Jake from Terrain Domain, and this is Mythos Investigators Lawlerville.
Woo!
That's right. First and foremost, welcome everybody to the return of Terrain Domain to Twitch. We've taken a bit of an extended break at the beginning of the year here, but we are kicking it off with a really exciting game. If you're familiar around these parts, I'm sure every one of us in this particular arrangement looks very familiar. Though we've added Ricky to the Mythos for the first time, and notice he's sitting in that top center spot. That means that Ricky will be taking over in just a few moments as the historian, as we prepare to go into this new Modern Cthulhu adventure, an original scenario by Ricky called Lawlerville. First, I just want to do a couple of really quick announcements. First, this is we are all adults here, and we are playing a horror themed game that is going to have some very intense imagery, possibly language, things like that. Please exercise your own self-care and in whatever way you need. If you think that kind of stuff isn't for you, feel free to head on out. But please know that we have safety tools have thoroughly been discussed. Lines and veils have been, not only have we discussed those, we keep a consolidated record of lines and veils available for all of us to reference, and we have tools in place to make sure that all of our players are safe at the table tonight. But again, and we will remind you at the break that this is for mature audiences, so if that's not for you, please feel free to check out one of the other awesome RPGs taking place on the internet today. Another thing that is happening is there's an awesome hype train happening because all of you are so awesome welcoming us back. Once I turn it over to Ricky, I'll figure out exactly how many of these Mythos dice you all have put on the board. But if you look up here above my head, you will see Mythos dice up there. The way those work are that you, through things like your subscriptions, your resubs, gifting subs, cheering 500 bits, tipping $5, all of those earn Mythos dice for all of us at the table, which any one of us can spend a Mythos die to affect any other player. And we're usually pretty good about doing it in a way that just sort of piles on to somebody while they're already checking for sanity or something like that. But you can give those to us through the ways you've already done. And I can almost guarantee that at some point during this game, Cari will bargain for a way to use all 5 of them for some reason.
Why? Okay.
Don't try to deny it. There's recorded evidence of you doing just this very thing.
Well, write it now. Okay.
We can't talk about domain dice without picking on you specifically.
You're right. You're right.
The other thing I want to mention is, of course, that this is our return. This game is a monthly game. You can find us scheduled for the second Wednesday of every month going forward, and in all likelihood this will be our 2023 Call of Cthulhu game. We also have additional games that will be returning or coming with new storylines or new systems over the next few weeks, so please stay tuned. You can follow me on at @mtd_Jake on Twitter to stay up to date on all of that stuff. We might have some bugs. We might have some little gremlins in the machine as we are streaming tonight because got to work out the kinks. Just bear with us. And as I always say, just a little caution, if for some reason the stream becomes unstreamable for technology reasons, we will continue to play offline and make the VOD available on YouTube. Regardless, that video will be up by the end of the week on YouTube, so you can catch up on, if you're like Cari and you like to watch them 3 or 4 times, you can do that.
I like to analyze our performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a coach. I like to figure out what we need to do better. Yes, I watch game film intently.
So, I believe Dwight's already giving me side eye for continuing on for far too long. I think I've
you
covered
get a little
everything.
bit of slack tonight because it's been a while.
Yeah. I think I've covered everything. But I think at this point, I am going to turn it over to our game master, our lore keeper, our historian, Ricky Wells. Ricky, it is now your show.
All right. It is a end of April day, let's say mid-afternoon, turning into the evening. It's colder than usual. The sky is gray, like someone spilled a can of gray paint across the overhead. You can smell the tannin in the air just before it begins to rain. And Brock, you wipe a puddle of sweat across your brow as you stab the shovel into the ground next to you, looking down at the pit of bodies in which some of your friends and a few of your enemies. What are you thinking?
What the fuck just happened? I just look around. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm the one that's standing here.
Mike Stone comes up beside you. He has a wheelbarrow. It's full of white powder, probably 5, maybe 10 pounds. It's got 30 pounds of white powder. It's a lot. This fills it up to the top. You stab your shovel into it, and you first throw the first pile of it onto a woman laying in the pit. She has blonde hair. She has a bullet wound over her left eye, and she is staring at you. She is dead, but there's something about her stare, her gaze, her eyes.
I take a moment and I stare back at her. I don't move, I don't say anything for 10, 15, 20 seconds. And then I turn. Brownstone, what are you still standing there for? Get the fuck out of here.
You got this?
I said get the fuck out of here.
All right. Hey, man. I'm a radio in, but
Shh. Just go.
He looks at you. What about him? And he kind of gestures over to the bald-headed man standing leaning against the car with a cane, beaten up pretty bad. And he says, pops a cigarette in his mouth. He said, fucking go. Kind of throws spit on the side. You need anything, Brock? You know where to find me.
Are you gonna leave now?
Fuck you too, Brock. And he turns and radios in. 10-4. Yep, I'll be there in a minute. And hops into his squad car, and you hear the Fort Temple peel down the street. Wow. The rain begins to fall on the woman that you dumped the lie on. And as you stare at her and you stare at the rain, it begins to make that soft pattering on the ground. You realize you've been sitting inside a car in a traffic jam next to Detective Karppi for the last 20 minutes. Detective Karppi, you see Brock just kind of gazing out into the distant night, and there's a long set of traffic that just backs all the way back up, forwards and backwards. You're stuck in a traffic jam on Lawlerville Bridge. And you've been sitting in this traffic jam for the last, 45 minutes, hour. It's about March. It is freezing rain outside, and the wipers are whipping. What are you thinking as you look at Brock just stare off and do one of his 1,000-yard gazes that he's been doing a lot more often than later?
She probably even really doesn't notice, honestly, that he's like disconnected again from reality. She doesn't really pay a lot of attention to Brock, except when he's doing shit like this. And it's like, tell me again why this was the right choice of road to go on to get back.
This isn't the way you go.
You said to turn this way. You said to take this road. It would be the quickest way in. And now look at us, stuck in a fucking traffic jam.
Well, why did you go? You clearly don't like me. Why are you listening to me in the first place? You don't blame this shit on me. You're the one behind the wheel.
Jesus, Brock. If I had gone anywhere else, we would have been arguing
want you
about that.
Sitting next to me any more than you want to be sitting
Then get
next
out.
to me. No, I'm not going to get out. It's raining.
Freezing rain.
Scared of a little water?
Brock
could
Johnson
use a
doesn't
bath.
walk.
And the camera pans away from these two enemies, partners, who knows?
That was indeed. Oh my god.
And it shifts to the young Rebecca Worth on the bridge.
Oh man. So Rebecca is there and she's reporting. And she's kind of like getting her equipment set up and like getting ready to report on I assume that we are near an accident.
Yeah, you are perhaps, let's say, the bridge that connects Lawlerville and Great Falls. You are on the Great Falls side of it. And Brock and Detective Karppi are on the Lawlerville side of the bridge. Your producer comes up and what's your producer's name?
My producer's name is Mitch.
Mitch. All right. Mitch comes up and he's like, do you have a nickname? Do you go by Becca or Becky or?
Definitely not. She does not like to be called Becky. In fact, it's Rebecca.
Rebecca. All right. Mitch comes up to you and he goes, okay, Becca, you ready?
Yeah.
You got your talking points together?
Yeah. We're good. Give me a countdown.
And what's your cameraman's name?
My cameraman's name is Dave.
Dave takes this big old behemoth camera with a spotlight on it, and Mitch is giving you the countdown. And
yes, hello. We are here at the scene of the Great Falls Bridge, about 200 yards from the scene of an overturned truck containing the chemical triboctone. We have been told to move back to this distance because, of course, this chemical is very volatile, and others on the bridge are literally leaving their vehicles behind as they are being evacuated as well. The truck, we are being told, is one of the fleet of trucks belonging to Aero Logistics, and the state of the driver is unknown at this time. Presumably, the truck was on its way to the Advent Research Facility where the chemical is used, but we cannot confirm that at this time. Of course, this research facility has been at the heart of several controversies in the past, including potentially causing the rolling brownouts experienced in the area and the lack of jobs they had promised to create. This crash is likely just due to the hazardous conditions, but it appears to be yet another strike against the already embattled facility. Brian, back to you.
Thank you. And the newscast continues. Our camera shifts over to a taxi cab. This taxi cab is on the way from Great Falls into Lawlerville, and you are probably parked stopped in traffic about 20 yards, maybe 10, 15 yards away from where this newscast is happening. Fender, your passenger is a downtrodden soldier sitting in the back. Seems like he's pretty aimless, nowhere to go. You look up into the rear view mirror and you make eye contact with Steve Hawthorne. What do you say?
This glass is too thick. I can't hear what you're saying.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Driver, put up the partition.
What the fuck? But sorry about this. There's nothing I can do here. Hold on. And he'll shut off the meter for the moment. It's like, you shouldn't have to pay for this crap. Where are you going again?
Lawlerville. And don't worry about it. I'm used to the hurry up and wait mentality. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like a pretty easygoing guy, but I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, there's no reason we should be sitting here waiting for this. I mean, there's. I could turn around and we can probably go a different way if you really want to. I mean, if you in a hurry, is this a big deal for you?
Big deal. Maybe not. I'm fine waiting. I'm not quite ready to go into Lawlerville anyway, so this is sort of a blessing.
Oh, yeah, and business, family stuff. What's going on?
I reach over, and the only answer I give is just to sort of lift up into your field of view the battered olive drab army duffel bag that's in the seat next to me in the back. Business, yeah.
So coming home then, huh?
Yeah.
How long you been away?
Oh, it's been about 8 years.
Ooh, that's a long time. I mean, I've been around here. I haven't been around quite that long, but I mean, it's I don't think much has changed since you've been away. I mean, it's pretty much same old, except for this bullshit. What do you you got family here? You got someone waiting for you?
Yeah, family. My sister.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she's giving me she's letting me crash at her place while I get my feet back under me. It's a bit disorienting.
That's great. I don't really have much in the way of family, but but I kind of wish I did. I kind of always wanted a brother, someone I could count on, someone who could watch my back, but it just didn't work out that way. But it's good to have someone. It's good to have someone to come home to. Everyone should have someone to come home to, don't you think? I mean, that's kind of what coming home's all about.
The lights begin to flicker on the bridge, as if a brownout is about to occur. One of the, brownouts that happen literally all the time now since the Advent research facility has been built. Fender, give me a quick power check. The air builds with, it feels like static electricity. It feels heavy.
Not bad.
Feels
that's well, not bad, or maybe to be terrible. That's a 0-3, so an extreme.
Nice. Starting off strong. Let's
my
go.
Goodness. It's too bad you wasted it on this roll.
Yeah, I know.
As you look into the rear view, you see a little boy sitting next to the stranger or the passenger in your taxi. The little boy looks at you and gives you double birds.
So what Steve would see is just Fender's, he kind of looks into the mirror. He's looking at him, and then his eyes kind of shift a bit, and he just kind of stares for a moment, and he's like, and then he'll just look out the window and get suddenly very quiet. Obviously, he was very sort of very chatty before, but yeah, he suddenly just quiets right down.
Okay, all right. Back to, I say this with caution, back to the detective vehicle. Are you two still my dog was crazy, sorry. Are you two still arguing back there?
Oh, probably. But I think at some point, probably as you turn back, Karppi is like, fuck this. And she opens up the door and she gets out.
When you get out, what are you doing?
I am going towards where all the cars are stopped to figure out what the hell is going on.
Brock?
What the fuck? And I will take the hood of my rain jacket up over my head and I will step out of the car. And I imagine there's a bunch of cars honking behind as they see her get out. And I just, and I will just kind of limp after her. My knees bugging me from the cold. And I'm kind of limping as I like noticeably limping as it loosens up when I start walking. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? As I'm kind of limping alongside Karppi now.
Going to figure out what's going on.
Right, because we'll be able to fix it. We're just detectives.
Of course,
that makes sense. Right. Okay. So cold and wet. We'll fix everything. That's what cops do, right?
If you're too much of a princess, go back to the car.
As you guys continue to have your bickering, Karppi, it's pretty obvious. I'm not gonna make you roll for it, but you see, at least on, let's see, you're on the Lawlerville side heading towards Great Falls. Okay. You see a group of people slowly walking across towards that side of the bridge, walking in between the cars.
Walking towards us?
Walking towards you. And I'm assuming Brock's behind you. Like maybe a couple paces behind. Yeah. All right. As you look over your shoulder to see if Brock sees the same thing, you see a group of people walking from the Lawlerville side as well. They're all walking very slow. At this point, you can't make out what their features are, but you can just tell there is a group of people walking from both sides of the bridge. Inside of the taxi, Fender, as you look back forward, you two can probably see just over the curve of the bridge or the horizon of the bridge, a group of people walking towards you. Rebecca, as you are putting away the camera equipment and you guys are going over everything, you can see it. Are you inside the van or are you still outside?
I'm still
The news
outside.
van.
I
Okay.
would think, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So the cameraman goes, "What the hell is that?" And he kind of points towards the side of the Great Falls side, and he sees a group of people walking towards you all.
Are they looking aggressive, like armed or anything like that? Like
you can, please take a better look using either perception or search or whatever is your best skill that helps you see it.
Yeah, I guess I'll just spot hidden, I guess.
Okay. Hawthorne, what are you thinking? What are you doing in the back of that car there?
I mean, this is a red flag for me. Group of people on a bridge in a forced tight spot. I think instincts are kicking in. I'm absolutely kind of leaning forward. I'm also gonna do a spot hidden, I guess.
Okay.
Take a closer look.
May I also make a spot hidden with you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can we do that too?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Everyone do spot hidden.
We all get a spot
Everyone
hidden.
who cares.
I got a success.
Fender's cab windows are grimy. I try to clear it and just smear somebody's probably face grease where they lean their head against the window. I got an 88. I don't see jack.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Well, and the divider between the front and back seat is probably pretty dirty too. And you see him trying to wipe his windshield, and it's just smearing.
It's that worn, that like thick Lexan plexiglass.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like foggy. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a little spiderweb crack where some drunk like hit his head at one point.
100%.
On the other hand, Detective Karppi, who's outside, this is her thing. I got an extreme success.
Oh,
wow,
an extreme success.
detective.
Brock?
Oh, I don't give a shit. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna roll. Fuck all of you.
Right. Hawthorne, back to you for just a moment. Do you have a cell phone or any type of communication? Have you been communicating with your sister since you're coming back in town? Does she know you're coming?
I feel like, given the circumstances, I probably don't even have a cell phone. Well, you know what? I take that back. If you'll allow it, I think that my sister would have probably sent me one of those like track phones or whatever, the pay by the
Metro
minute
PC,
or whatever. Because I haven't had time to get anything established. So she's probably giving me a phone that only has her number in it.
Okay. All right. So she's been texting with you, and probably right around, as you were coming into the bridge, for the last like 30 minutes or 30 to 45 minutes, she has not responded back at all. And typically it's been a bloop, 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 the sound itself.
Right.
Like people are talking quickly.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Whoop. What the hell is this now? Jesus. God damn it.
I did get a success, Ricky. I don't know.
You got a success?
Yep.
Okay. Fender, you hear a familiar voice that says, son, always looking with your eyes. Haven't I taught you better? And that heavy presence kind of sits in the car with you and then dissipates.
Wow.
He kind of looks down and for a minute he sees this large pair of brown leather shoes that he always used to look at rather than up. And he kind of gets I mean, he's gonna roll down the window now and sort of stick his head out and see if he can get a better look, see if he can see what the hell this is, because I mean, people are abandoning the cars at this point.
Right. Right. Detective Karppi, with your extreme success, you notice that the people marching from both ends are all women. Some seem to be holding their babies. Some seem to be very far along in pregnancy. Rebecca, you notice that they are walking at a slow pace with all the same gait in their walk, almost like they're marching together. Yeah,
I would be hitting Dave, and I was like, Dave, get the camera back out. And I would be like reaching into the van for the case that has the camera in it. I said, don't worry about the tripod. Don't even set it up. Just get the camera back out. And I would be like hurrying him along and kind of getting my microphone like strung back up through my shirt, and like seems newsworthy. So yeah.
And he gets the camera out as I'm miming here with my keyboard.
Yeah, of course. I get out. No, it's perfect.
All right. And he whips the camera over. He goes, and trying to take a cue from you if he should be zooming on you or.
Yep.
And then Mitch comes out of the van like, what the hell's going on here?
Mitch,
what's going on?
Look. And it would show him this kind of weird scene, and I'd be like, get Brian back on the phone. Get him back on the phone. They need to put us back on right now. This needs to be live. This is weird, man.
And he's like, what? And he looks and he goes, what the hell? What the hell are they doing? What's going on?
I don't know, but it's got to get on the news. This is it. This is gonna be the story. This is gonna be what? Oh my God! I'm gonna be so pop. I'm gonna be so famous after this. I'm gonna write a book. This is gonna be it. I know it. I can feel it. And then I would kind of get back in front of Dave, and I would be like, "Give me 7 feet, Dave." And yep. And I'd be like, all right, 3, 2, 1, and I would just start kind of reporting on this thing again. And I'd be like, I don't know when they're going to rejoin us here in the studio, but we are still out here on the bridge between Great Falls and Lawlerville. And suddenly we've seen this incredible a display of what appears to be some kind of a protest or some kind of a public gathering of some sort. They do all appear to be women. Several of them appear to be very late in their stages of pregnancy, and some of them appear to be carrying children. This is absolutely bizarre. We don't know if it has anything to do with this crash that we've just experienced, but it seems as though something is happening here, and we will continue to bring you more as it develops, Brian. And she's just kind of talking, waiting for them, buying time for them to get them back live on air.
Yeah. Detective Karppi, what do you think and say as you see this information and details? What do you want to do?
I immediately stop and I turn to Brock, and the whole bickering thing is gone. Like that. I can't even think of the word right now, but it's kind of stopped, and she's all business to Brock at this point. It's like, did you hear anything about like a parade or a protest or some sort of thing going on today?
What are you talking about?
Look
and I
around.
turn. My back is to this. I'm still watching the traffic jam. I have no clue what's going on over here. And I turn and look, and I see, oh fuck, that's not good. And I reach down into my jacket pocket, and I kind of look at something, and then I just get a worried look on my face.
What is it?
Nothing. What the fuck is this?
Well, that's what I was asking you.
I don't fucking know. It's like people. It's weird.
Yeah, you hadn't heard anything. There was nothing on the blotters, right? Like this.
Do you think I pay attention to shit like this?
Oh, I know you don't pay attention to shit like this.
Fender, you are looking out. You roll down the window, right?
Yep.
And you are looking out. What direction are you looking in?
Well, it was looking ahead because obviously he's scared as well going that way. But then he kind of glances back. You said there are people coming from both ends.
From both ends, correct. And they're all moving towards.
He's going to go back in and kind of roll up the window. But just FYI, he has an older car. That's just new enough to take unleaded gas. So,
oh wow!
So he kind of scrunches across the bench seat and like pushes the lock down on the other side and locks his like hey buddy, why don't lock the back doors there just in case there's something happening out here. And
yeah. And as I say that, I reach in my pocket and I peel off a 20 and I put it through the partition and hand it to you. I grab my duffel bag and I step out into the rain, locking the door.
Amazing.
Hey, I don't know if you probably don't want to do. There's did you see what's going on out there?
No, I can't see through this, and I sort of tap the crusty plexiglass, shrug my duffel bag up onto my shoulder, lock the door, and I just sort of say, "Stay here if you're worried," and I shut the door.
Oh my god. We're going on an adventure.
he'll put the 20 put 20 in his pouch and God damn it.
I'm just trying to get a look at what's going on because up to this point I couldn't really see anything. I don't like how long we've been sitting here. I don't like I probably glanced down at the phone one more time to see if my sisters responded.
What's your sister's name, by the way?
Melissa.
Okay. All right. As you get out of the vehicle, you take a good look around. What direction are you looking in? The Lawlerville side or the Grayfield? I'm assuming it's 360
Honestly, wherever the car is, as soon as I step out, like the second I close the door, I'm immediately scoping left, right, and kind of, like you said, 360. I'm just trying to get an assessment of everything, but I'm specifically looking at the bridge to the both Lawlerville and Great Falls.
The first thing that hits you when you step out is like this noxious fumes that I forgot to mention earlier. And it's the smell of the chemicals that have been spilled all across the middle of the bridge from this overturned truck. The next thing you see, give me a quick, and I'm rooting for you here. I really am. Believe me, I am. Give me a spot hidden.
Okay.
Boy.
Last one went so well.
Boy.
And
Spot
and if
that
you,
hidden, bud.
and if you want to talk about luck or pushing the roll,
There's no amount of pushing that's going to make this work. I got a 76.
Damn.
My
Yeah,
dice are not with me tonight.
wow. Okay. Yeah.
You don't see shit.
Wherever
see
something
that-
is happening, I'm looking in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
Pensively.
you are overwhelmed by the smell of the fumes and the sideways rain as it pelts your face as it's just landing on you. So it makes it hard to see what's around. But you can tell that, at least by the walk in the gate, it doesn't seem like these people are aggressive. As they continue to walk down towards the bridge, they all meet in the middle together. And both detectives, at some points in time, are you guys standing still or are you moving towards the crowd or away?
I think Karppi's going to be moving towards, like, seeing that it was women.
Yeah.
She'd be working towards them to find out what they're doing here, like what's going on. I mean, can I smell those noxious fumes?
Absolutely.
As well?
It is
so
overwhelming.
yeah, so I'd be like, you got to get out of here, kind of thing. So I'd be like concerned for them. So she'd be heading towards them.
As the parade of women begin to march towards you, they kind of walk around you, almost like you're an Assassin's Creed protagonist and the crowd just kind of moving around you as you're standing there.
Yes.
And they are, they don't seem aggressive at all. Did you want to get a better look at anything or try to hold or talk to one?
Yeah, I would try to reach out to grab one of the women who are obviously ignoring me as I'm, saying, hey, you shouldn't be here, go home. Yeah, so I'd be like trying to reach out to stop one, to get her attention.
As you do that, an older woman that's way older than everyone else, she's dressed differently. She has on very long, ragged, dark robes. They're tattered. They haven't been washed in a very long time, if ever. And she puts her hand on your shoulder and she moves her hand just like not quite touching your belly, but just over it. And she goes, don't worry, child. Your time will come. These are called first. They have been chosen first. And steps aside from you and continues to walk forward with like this cane, unbothered by the rain or anything else. Brock, these women are kind of filtering around you. What do you want to do?
I'm just trying to like get I'm like waving my hands in front of them, seeing if they acknowledge me or anything. Just looking confused. I keep looking over at Karppi. Just kind of shrug.
Yeah. Rebecca, as you were on the other side, as this parade of women seem unaffected by the weather or the fumes, they walk past you and with the same empty look in their eyes, looking forward. In fact, as they are walking forward towards you, maybe give me a 1d6 roll.
3.
3 women get out of random cars and join the procession as they walk towards them.
So like unable to help herself, Rebecca would kind of like beckon Dave to come forward and just be like, ma'am, am I close-ish to them? Am I close enough to them?
Yeah, I mean, they're literally walking around you. Yeah.
I'd be like, ma'am, what are you doing out here today? Is it a protest against the new facility? Is it something involving said it's April? Is it something
No,
involving
this is
the
probably. I'm sorry. This is mid-March. This is
mid-March?
Yeah.
Is it something involving the local school system? Is what are we doing out here today? Could you offer a comment? And
There
she
isn't even a regard to your presence as the person walks forward. Fender, as you're in your taxi cab, you see these women, these looming shadows, and you know how you look through like a fog glass and you see figures walking around you.
Mm.
And you feel that heavy presence again. And you hear that familiar voice. My son, you know what you must do.
He grabs the steering wheel tighter. He's like, "Fuck you! Just fuck off!" And he's gonna scoot himself over to the passenger side, roll down the window, and lean out towards his passenger who got out of the vehicle and say, "Hey, buddy, listen. It probably isn't safe to get out here right now."
I don't even really look at you. I don't see the danger you're talking about. I smell the fumes, but I think to me, it's almost a flashback to the desert and smelling the burning shit pots from the latrines and burning bodies and worse. I'm just trying to see what's going on. I have no idea what's happening. I don't see what you've seen.
Fender, give me a power check real quick.
Yeah. So 55. That is a regular success.
Regular success.
Yeah.
You feel the presence once again, and the air almost tastes metallic at this point. The feeling you have when someone forces your head to look in a direction you're trying to fight against is what you feel. And as you are speaking to Steve Hawthorne, you see, well, you tell me, what kind of aura does he reflect? What does he show?
Steve?
Yeah.
So he probably sees sort of like a dark, almost almost like a, you know, like a something hang over his shoulders, kind of like a dark sort of drape, sort of hang over his shoulders, and sort of almost, you know, pulling him down to the ground, sort of flowing as it goes over him. And like he's carrying it, and it's heavy. He seems to be someone carrying a weight. So he's like,
does he have any light inside of him at all?
yeah, I mean, I think he does. I think he can probably see some of that. There's some of that beyond the veil. But it looks dim. It looks maybe it's like it's it's waning. You know,
Okay.
like he's lost something. Yeah.
Yeah. The force that is you're fighting against, that forces you to look at Hawthorne, then pulls your neck towards the procession of women walking from the Lawlerville side. And with one of those women, you see the opposite. It is the same type of light, but it shines a lot brighter. And then within that woman is a even brighter light in her stomach. And you don't know how, you don't know where, but these two people are connected.
All right. All right. He in that case, he's gonna lock up, you know, roll up the window, and he's gonna shut off the cab, slide out the passenger side, lock the door, and close it. And the woman that he sees, what is that anything that he notices about her? Like what is
All
it?
as you look closer,
Yeah.
feel that heavy weightedness drift away from you and kind of fade off of you like you coming out of a sleep. And the voice, son, when will you realize your potential? Must I always force? And it kind of like just drifts away.
He's gonna go over to the passenger. I say, what's your name?
Now you had to take like maybe 5 or 10 quick paces to catch up with him because he's already begun walking. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, wait up. What's your name?
Steve.
Steve. I'm Fender. Hey, could you do me a favor? And he'll sort of like put his arm toward him. Say, look at that person. See that person up way over there? Do you see her?
I'll
Do
look
you
where
know
he's
her?
pointing. I'll look where he's pointing.
Yeah. And you see your sister. And you see your sister and all of the women as they gather in the center of the bridge. And they all climb upon the railings, standing in a straight line across both sides.
Oh, shit.
I immediately I just like shove my duffel bag into Fender's chest. And I take off running to my sister.
Now we're going to do an athletics check.
Oh my God. Side note, is anybody okay? I said
I would
it
like
in
Jake to
side
use
chat,
the
but to
Mythos
the
die.
Oh, you set up.
to the audience, we are not quite yet an hour into this game, and it is freaking ramping up.
You said athletics
What is it?
check?
Yeah, athletics check. And then
Yeah,
once
it'd be
Which is
would
what
be
is that?
strength, or actually, it'd be probably a strength.
strength, athletics, whatever's going to give you the best opportunity.
Yeah.
Probably dexterity even. Just go for it. But we will resolve this Mythos die after we resolve
All right,
this.
so let me roll for the test first. I sent you a message, Ricky, just to check.
Okay.
Check die. Okay, so that is a success. Just a straight success.
Success. Okay. What'd you get?
D100 for the Mythos die?
Yeah. So a success on the athletics check?
Yes.
Okay.
39 on the D100
On D100.
for the Mythos.
Okay. As you are and what'd you get for your athletics check?
Just a success. I rolled a 39.
Okay, 39. Okay. Yeah. You get about halfway to her, but just as you begin to get to her, you are immediately running in what feels like, for the best way I can describe it, a pile of hamburger meat, and it's sloshing around and it's squishing, and it keeps stomping. Like as you're moving, it's just more squishy sounds. You can still see your sister, but that's all you can see. And each step you make into this pile of flesh sucks you deeper inside and deeper inside until you are covered in there is no more you. You are in a room, a complete womb of veiny orifices and sphincters and all types of things that are sucking and pulling on all parts of your skin and all of you. Give me a 1d6 roll.
A 5. Yeah, I said none of those words belong together. None of the words you said should be uttered in the same sentence.
I didn't. My brain did not like saying them either. Just so you know.
We all know what we signed up for. I rolled a 5 on the D6.
You, Fender, you see your passenger take off in a bold ass sprint towards this person, and then suddenly falls to the ground, and then begins to like fight and thrash in the air. And then it almost looks like an invisible hand is squeezing and covering him as his movements become smaller and smaller and smaller. And then eventually he kind of passes out for a moment. What do you want to do seeing him fall, him trying to run towards this person that's on the ledge?
Well, as soon as I sort of see him fall, he kind of threw me the bag. I'm just gonna throw it onto, kind of throw it, in turn, sort of throw it onto the hood of my car, and I'm gonna take off after him. And if I see him fall, I'm marking his sister, and I'm gonna still try and grab her to keep her from going over the edge, because that's what it looks like to him anyway.
All right, give me a athletics check or strength check or dexterity. Everybody else, what are you doing as you see these women stand on this ledge on all sides?
I got a 94. That's not enough. That's bad. That's I need a 65. I will push the roll.
Okay. Please push it.
All right.
Now.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen if I fail?
It'll be a lot worse.
Well, yeah.
Don't do that.
In this case,
right.
In this case, it won't be catastrophic. It would just mean a fail and then maybe something on the next turn.
Right. Okay, yeah. So he's still gonna. So he slips on the wet pavement, but he manages to like put a foot out forward, and then just sort of he just throws his entire being into the run. It's kind of like running when you could fall, but you still do it anyway. Like you just hope that you don't fall, because if you do, you're gonna get wrecked. And he's just gonna make a dive for her legs to try and get her. 46. Yeah, so that's a regular success. I can't use luck on this one, but
yeah, with a regular success, you're able to get her. Give me a strength check.
Okay.
Incredible.
Regular success on that.
Okay. So you're able to grab her. She has not quite jumped yet, but like you're grabbing at her hand at this point. Yeah. Steve Hawthorne, you awaken, and it seems like you are vomited back out into reality, and you are covered with ichor, and you have these sores where it looks like lots of things tried. Like someone took a whole bunch of suction cups or those old school darts that we used to have when we were kids.
Oh,
and just
dude,
put them all around you. And, as you splash back into reality, you see the taxi cab driver, holding the wrist of your sister. You will have,
and it's probably slipping because it's wet, right? It's like it's raining out there. Everyone's wet. It's like no, don't, come on, over here. And he's trying to get her attention, trying to wake her out of whatever she's in. Just out of curiosity, is this Fender is not unfamiliar with such things. Does she appear to be in some sort of trance or
take a good look?
Altered state?
Yeah, you can tell that her, along with everyone standing on the ledge, is in an altered state.
I mean, the players thinks it's kind of obvious, but Fender obviously,
obviously,
the character, okay, yeah. So he knows that some kind of nonsense is up. Okay.
Yes, Rebecca.
I mean, he can't save them all, but he's going to save this one. Is his thought right at the moment.
Attaboy. So Rebecca, I imagine, as she sees this, like they're gathering near the edge, she just kind of like, oh my God, and like is about ready to go over there, but then she sees the little red light on the top of Dave's camera, turn red, which is the signal that they are live, that they've finally gone live on air. And she like freezes, and she turns back to the camera, having essentially made the decision that this story is important. It she's not going to help now. And she's like, Yeah, excuse me. We are still here on the bridge between Lawlerville and Great Falls. Apparently, this protest or this demonstration they are gathering near the edge of this bridge, and we will continue to cover this story as it develops. And she's really just trying to like maintain composure, but she's kind of starting to realize what maybe is about to happen, and it doesn't know really what to do.
Hawthorne, what were you trying to do as you see Fender reach for your sister and slipping with her wrist in his hand?
Sort of coming out of this bizarre state, I'm scrambling to my feet and hoping that whatever the heck is going on, that the taxi driver grabbing hold of her is enough to stop her until I can get there. And I'm going to make another go at I'm going to try to get to her with the intent to just throw my arms around her waist and physically pull her off the railing.
Okay, go for it.
Was that another athletics or?
Yeah, give me athletics.
One dice. You know what? I'm going to switch that one up.
Does he get any help? Because I'm trying to sort of we're working to kind of cooperating on this
yes,
and save
yeah.
her.
So both of you roll together.
Right.
Yeah,
Boy.
and then Brock and detectives, think about what you want to do.
I'm slipping and scrambling on the wet pavement and stumbling. Wait. So remind me, how does pushing work? How does that work?
You get to re-roll, but if you
get to
fail,
re-roll.
something terrible could happen.
Correct.
Because of my athletics is so high.
What are the odds rolling bad again, right?
I didn't miss it by that much.
Well, you could use luck too. You could
How
bring it
much
down
did you
with
miss
luck.
it by?
18.
Oh, that's a lot for luck.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of luck. Well,
Yeah.
okay. How about this? Give me a luck check.
I did get a hard success, by the way. On
All right,
my
Get a
roll.
hard success.
What's the luck check?
Okay. Roll against your luck score.
I rolled
Luck
a
is-
27. So I'm like well under my luck score.
That's a
Okay.
success. So by the gods have smiled upon you, or maybe not. We don't know how this turns out.
The
We'll
fact
resolve
that the
this in a
gods are
minute.
looking at me is terrifying enough.
Correct. Detectives, what are we doing? As you see all these women standing on the ledge.
So
I just
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
After that old woman had touched me and said that thing to me, I would have been following her, trying to ask her questions, like get more information, like what are you talking about? What's this chosen thing? Where are they going? What are they doing? And I'm assuming she's just like ignoring me, but I am following her. And then when I see these women lining up on the ledge, I'm gonna run to the closest one, and I'm gonna try to start pulling them off. Like, this is dangerous. You need to go home. And that's what I'll be doing.
All right, Brock.
Yeah, I'm just up. I was kind of nonchalantly watching what's going on, like trying to figure out, But once I kind of realize what's happening, I just grab a hold of the back of the robes of the two that I'm closest to, and I just turn and start yelling towards where the traffic jam was, and just yelling for help.
Yeah. And for clarity, the only one that's wearing the robe is the old one. The rest of
Okay,
them are
so
in plain
just
clothes.
like
Normal clothes.
back of their shirt, belt, whatever I can grab a hold of.
Okay.
And I'm not pulling, I'm just holding on to so that they can't go anywhere.
Okay. So these are the ones you're grabbing that are on the ledge, correct? Because
Yeah,
they're all
mhm.
lined up. Okay. All right. Dexterity for you, Brock. Detective Karppi, give me athletics or dexterity, whichever one is better for you.
Like dexterity for me.
It's an hard success. Yep.
I rolled a 3, so that's
Oh.
an extreme
My
success.
God, Detective Karppi, come here.
Motivated.
Damn.
All right. As you grab one, you immediately can pull the one you grab off of the ledge. Brock, how'd you do?
A 17 hard success.
You're able to grab the one off the ledge too and pull her off. The rest of them.
Just
Go
a quick question: obviously I can see over the ledge now. Is it pretty much a guaranteed is this pretty much unsurvivable if someone comes from here?
Yeah, this is I have the height of the bridge on here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, the
10
short answer is
bajillion
yes.
D feet.
Yeah, it's it's over.
How many zeros?
Yeah, it's freezing water.
Yeah,
it's
you were right.
freezing.
Yeah, it's cold
So,
too, right?
I think the bridge itself is maybe 200 feet above.
Yeah, that's going to be concrete. Yeah,
There is potential to survive, but it's
not likely.
it's
Yeah,
low.
okay.
Not likely.
Yeah.
So as Hawthorne pulls his sister off along with Fender, as Rebecca Worth keeps recording, as Detective Karppi pulls off one woman and Brock pulls off another, the rest of them all step forward into the dark abyss, while the woman in the gray robes stabs her cane into the ground, and it stays into the ground even though it's concrete, and lifts both of her arms up and becomes self-immolated in green flames as the rest of them all jump off into the river. You
Oh my god.
can look and see the random splashes. You hear the sound of babies crying as their cries grow distant as it falls away, all into this river, black, cold, and rainy, while a pyre of green flames emit from the center of it, from where the woman was standing.
The little red light at the end of Dave's camera goes off, but Rebecca doesn't notice because she's just watching this frozen.
Yeah.
At that,
Once Fender is sure that his bear has his sister in his arms, he sort of staggers over to the railing and just sort of stares in just disbelief at the horror of this.
There is lightning kind of under the water, like flashes of lightning that's kind of pooling and swirling around. And as the swirls and the whirlpool grows in greater velocity and strength and rotation, the lights on the bridge begin to flicker more and flicker more. A inky white steam that you can see through the night begins to bubble up through the bottom of the river floor as this steam becomes a spire that curls around both sides of the bridge, almost like two spires that are kind of twisting around. And in this inky steam, you hear a deep melodic frequency that doesn't really sound. It's more of a feeling than a sound. The gray mist pushes away, and what you see are writhing, twisting tentacles that are composed of all of the people that just jumped off the bridge, and two giant worm chorizo people twisting about. And as this creature that is now takes on the tones of screaming, strange octaves of both aware terror and harmonious terror together, the bridge's lights flicker, and go completely out, and the road is completely black. Everybody roll sanity.
I was just thinking to myself, there's got to be a sanity check after
Oh
this.
my god.
All right.
So we want to roll over our sanity. Is that
No,
correct?
under.
No, under? Oh.
Under, yeah.
Shit.
I failed.
I'm afraid
I
to
failed.
roll sanity the way my dice have been.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I know, right?
I'm grabbing the
Success
skull.
for Fender.
I'm grabbing the skull dice tower. It seems very appropriate.
Failed.
Bill?
All right, let's see.
Yeah, this is probably pretty appropriate because I'm horrified. Karppi would be horrified. I failed. I failed miserably on this one.
Yeah, I failed.
Steve
All right.
fails.
All of our failures, we're going to roll a 1d8.
Oh, God, coming in hot. What about successes? Do I take any for success?
Success 1d4.
1d4. Okay.
That's sanity damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
2
On the
for
score.
Fender.
2 for me.
Right. So everyone reduced their scores based on what we rolled.
Got it.
I rolled
7.
Oh, weird.
5.
Oh my god,
5.
I got a 1. Whew.
How'd you do, Hawthorne? You are holding your sister. How'd you do?
I failed and I took 7 points of sanity damage.
Oh,
Okay.
damn it.
Wow, that is tremendous. All right. Starting with Hawthorne. As you hear a ka-chunk, as you feel a pulse push through you like the sound of deep bass coming from a giant subwoofer. And give me your flashback.
Wow.
I'm standing in the desert. The winds are blowing sand, kicking sand up constantly. The goggles on my face and the bandana, sort of olive drab bandana, pulled up over my face, helping to keep the sand out of my mouth and eyes. I'm wearing about 45 pounds of tactical gear. I have an MP5 with a what we call a John Wayne sling, so it sort of goes over the shoulder, so it's easy to sort of pull to the side. And I'm actually sitting up on the edge of what was once an inhabited part of a village in the desert. We've built up on this sort of edge a makeshift guard lookout post. That's what I'm standing in right now, and it's right on the edge of our fire base, and civilians can kind of move back and forth just outside the wire. And in this moment, as the wind sort of dies down and you can see a little more clearly again, there's a ka-thunk, almost like that bass sound that rippled through and kind of pulled me into this flashback. It's the sound of something heavy hitting the wood outside of this guard shack, followed again, and I look down, and there is a local civilian boy, probably around 10, 11, 12. It's hard to tell. He's of that age where he's just starting to get the darkness of a mustache on his upper lip. And he wears this sort of desert colored clothing of the locals. But he's got a fistful of rocks and he's throwing them up with tears in his eyes. He's throwing them up at the guard position that I'm standing in.
Right. And as you look at him, the world begins to twist in this strange way, almost like you're looking through a fishbowl, as you listen and look at him throw the rocks at you. I'm sorry, at the guard tower. And what's the first thing you say or do?
Against my training, against the standards of war and rules of engagement, I lift my MP5 up to where
Now-
he can see it.
And he gives you double birds, and we're going to shift over to Rebecca. Tell me your flashback. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. While Ricky is taking a second, be sure to check us out on spring.com. At spring.com, we have all kinds of new t-shirt designs, mugs, stickers, and so much more. Spring.com. Just search mini terrain domain. Rebecca's flashback. She basically is like the feelings of this flashback are very intense, and she's feeling very proud. And it was several years ago when she had not been long at this news station, and she has this manila folder, and she is waiting at her boss's, the station chief's, outside of his office, and she goes in and presents him this dossier of investigative stuff she has compiled, and she's very proud of it. It's very complete. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. She has all kinds of sources. It's very well put together, and she thinks this is going to be her ticket. This is going to be the thing that will gain her notoriety and get her advancement and all that good stuff. And he's sitting there and he's very impressed. And as she's just kind of beaming with pride, and it's building towards that she's going to get to cover this story, and he sits there and he just finally says, Bex, this looks great, of course, except no, I think we're going to go ahead and give this over to Brian, and I'm sure he'll take it from here. He'll do a great job with it. And Rebecca kind of tries to not look as crestfallen as she feels, but she just kind of says I kind of thought I would cover it. And she said, he just kind of looks at her again and gives that sort of know-it-all, isn't that cute look. And he just says, ugh, he's like, hon, you just started. You got to put in your time first. And she kind of is just crushed, and she stands up. She's like, okay, well, I'm sure Brian will do a good job. And she stands up and she goes to take her file folder back, and he puts his hand on it, and he's like, no, I need to hang on to this. And then she leaves his office, and I imagine the camera kind of follows her out as she just makes it around the corner into the hallway before she just stops, and then just is seething. And then halfway down the hallway, as it's just kind of following her down, there's a cork board, and she just frickin' reels back and just punches it, and it falls down as papers flutter. And then she continues to walk down the hallway.
As you continue to walk down the hallway, the lights shut off and become deeply elongated, and you see at the edge of this hallway this hard right angle, and in this the hallway breaks a hard 90 degrees, and through this angle there seems to be a beam of light that is clicking off and on, clicking off and on. What do you want to do? Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so this is kind of where the memory shifts. It's almost like a dream that you can kind of almost predict what's going to happen, because it feels like it's happened 1,000 times, but this part feels different. Mm-hmm. And so you said the beam is at the end of this sharp right angle?
Yeah, it's emitting from the other side, so it's beaming against that wall.
Oh, okay.
So if it's an L shape, it's coming from the other side of that L, beaming on. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah. So she would go to where it looks like the light is emitting from to check out where it's coming from.
As you begin to walk towards it, you hear heavy thumps and steps and slithering and snake sounds and whipping about as if someone was whipping 1,000 whips in the air. The light itself begins to flicker faster and faster and faster, to the point where it's becoming a strobe light effect. And as you stop dead center in this hallway, these heavy steps a creature rounds the corner, and it is a mass of black worms and snakes with a giant globe that is an eye in the center of it, shining a bright light on you. And its strobe light effects is it's blinking, if you will, and it's blinking so fast and the light is so fluttering that it is mesmerizing as you're staring into this blinding white light. All right, who had the next score on sanity? You passed Fender. Detective Karppi?
So what we see is this smaller framed woman, blonde, wavy, kind of almost curly hair pulled back in a kind of an untidy ponytail, storm into this other woman's office. This other woman is a taller woman, more well kept. She's very well dressed. The office is very immaculate, and we're feeling kind of like this frustration. And this woman just kind of stops in front of this other lady, is in front of the desk. It's like, "What the hell, Captain? This guy's nothing but a jizz spigot. He's fucking guilty. Why are we not going after him?"
It's just let it go. We don't have the evidence. We don't have what we need to pursue this. Listen, the DA is never going to take it. I'm sorry, the PA. There's just not enough here. I mean, what do you got? What do you got for hard evidence?
I got nothing. I've got this tampered evidence. I've got these crime scenes that are just ripped apart. I've got this woman who's scared to death and now won't talk.
And a pretty serious accusation against one of the founders, and might I add, high donors of the police department here in Great Falls.
This is bullshit. You can't just
Listen.
let him get away with this. I don't care who his dad is.
Listen. I understand how you feel. I do. But you have to understand, we have to uphold the law. We can't present a case where there's no evidence. We can't bring forth charges where we have nothing concrete. They are
We
armed.
have to play by the books, yet they get to rip apart everything and they destroyed evidence. They hampered the crime scene. They are blocking us because they have money. How is that justice, Captain? How is that?
And she stands up and there's a difference between being guilty and being wrong in terms of the law. And for a moment, she begins to and grips at her heart and falls and kind of like tries to stable herself on the table and falls down, having a heart attack, going into cardiac arrest.
Oh shit.
Completely unexpected, because this is not really what happened. Karppi's like flies across the desk. She just kind of runs to this lady. Amanda, Captain Rains. And she's checking her. You choking, like she's doing whatever she can to do to help this woman.
Her heart is stopped. You can tell that she's like,
oh, we're gonna get her down on the floor and we're gonna do CPR.
all right, you're gonna start pushing?
Yeah.
All right, you are pushing on her chest, and as you're pushing to her chest, you hear bones crack and break as your hands go right through the middle of an empty carcass. Brock, let's hear your flashback.
I am barreling down the road in my 1996 Pontiac Firebird. It just got brand new off the lot. My dad bought it for me. Just graduated high school. heading out for college to play football this fall. I got the T-top down. I've got Smashing Pumpkins blaring in the radio. Life is good. I've got my Lawlerville High School football jersey on. This is the away jersey from my freshman year. It's probably my favorite jersey in the in my closet. And I pull up to the party. I can hear the music blaring from inside, and I reach into the glove compartment and I pull out a baggie full of cocaine that I put into my pocket. And I climb out of the car through the T-top and open window, just kind of hop out and kick the door down. Brock's here, baby.
Brock!
I've just got my hands out to either side, just arms up, kind of spinning in a circle.
And there's one guy that's pointing to you like, you just landed the fighter jet on the aircraft carrier than the Top Gun, pointing.
Yep.
I reach a pinky finger and kind of spin around. And my head ducks down, and may partake of some fun times, and turn back around, and my eyes are just wide open.
Boom.
Let's party!
And when you come back up from doing your bump, and you look up, and you're surrounded by everyone in the party, but no one has a face. All their faces are.
Shit. Oh my God.
Oh, this is some good shit, man.
And they all just take one step towards you, closing in a circle. Another step closing.
Hey,
another step closing.
You better back
Another
the fuck
step
off, man.
closing. Another step closing to where they are, like, you cannot move. It becomes, when you are in a crowded area with people and that body heat that 1,000 people make together, and the way the faces look, the blank faces are almost like they have a veil of skin over their face, like no features.
Oh my God.
I played bass for Veil of Skin.
Jesus, Veil of Skin. Veil of Skin.
What do you guys, get off of me? Get off of me!
And they keep getting closer and closer until they all are upon you and on top of you, and you are smothered beneath a pile of your faceless peers. Fender, let's hear your flashback.
So as Fender's looking over this, and he sees like he sort of gets there as like the last person falls, and suddenly he's staring at a pair of dark leather shoes, brown leather. Smells cigar smoke, and a deep stern voice says, "What is the process for driving essential salts?" And his voice is young, about 11 or 12 years old. The flesh of a man is separated, boiled down by 3 days, and combined with a dram of sulfur, then incinerated and pulverized into a fine white powder. And the recitation. Ecce mororum relique sicut no! A large hand grabs him and begins dragging him through the room. A door bangs open and he's taken down a flight of stairs to a dank cellar. He's dragged over to an open dry well, and meanwhile he's screaming, "No, please! I can get it! No, just no! It's not second. It's." And he gets thrown into this dry well. It's about a 20-foot drop as he sort of scrambles at the side.
Yeah, and then you hear the sound of the door shut on top of the cellar, ka-chunk. And as you awaken, that is the sound of a door slamming. And you see one of the people that were in their car with another person bent over, slamming the door on their head over and over and over and over again. And that's where we're going to take our break.
God! Oh my God!
Okay. That was wow.
Welcome back to MTD, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. And
Watch some puppy videos.
We'll see you all in 10 minutes. Bye.
All right. The Fender, you wake up and you see what looks to be a man smashing another person. Like their top half is in the middle of a car door, and it snaps you out of your dream as you realize you were in a frozen stance from the horror that you saw. And you look around and it is a mass riot going on the bridge. Everyone is out in the cars. You look around and the fumes are still in the air, but also that copper smell of blood is in the air too, like fresh blood being spilled everywhere. As you look around, and everyone, if you want to look around, wait,
Yeah.
you're first. You're first, and we're gonna do this in order. You look around and you see, that's the first image you see. What do you do as you just hear Calamity shouting, screaming?
So it looks like everyone's just going apeshit, right?
Everyone is going.
Yeah. All right. So he's gonna like realize that this how bad this is, and he's just gonna sort of his fair and his fair sister is still right there. So he's just gonna like sort of lean down and sort of grab him and say, "Come on, back to the taxi. Come on." And he's gonna try to sort of coax them to come with him. And if they resist, he's not going to wait. He's going to head back to his cab, but he's going to at least try to get them to sort of follow him, because this is going to get bad real fast.
Hawthorne, you were jostled from your memory, and your sister is on the ground as you're kind of acting as a body shield, and you see her eyes, and she kind of looks around and she's like, what's going on? And it takes a moment for her to process that you are there and you're the one that's holding her. And for a moment she screams and then looks at you and says, Steve. And just all around disoriented. What do you do?
Seeing that she's come to and she seems to be at least semi-coherent, I start to stand as Fender is pulling at me, kind of use his pulling to help pull myself up to my feet, while also pulling Melissa up and just pulling her towards me, like wrapping an arm around her. Let's go. We got to get out of here. And I'll follow Fender with my sister.
Okay. As you begin to make your way through the crowd, you see that one image of someone slamming someone, and then another person seems to pull a gun out of their pocket and just walk up to a random car and just unload inside of the car. And
God.
Pow, 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 pow.
I've got Melissa as close as I can, arm around her, and I actually put a hand up, pulling her head towards my shoulder to kind of cover her eyes and her ears, just shielding her from anything that's going on around us.
Okay. Rebecca.
Yeah.
You are laying on the ground, and as the strobe light effect that was blinding your eyes, As you come back into consciousness, you're laying on the ground, and the camera is laying in front of you with a flashlight pointing at you, and it's flickering at that same frequency that strobe light was hitting you on.
Oh, wow.
The cameraman, Dave, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mitch is taking the boom mic and impaling him over and 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 over.
Oh my God. Okay.
Insanity. You're watching something horrible.
Yeah. So I kind of like wake up and immediately like kind of scramble back away from this terrible scene. Is the van running?
Yes.
Oh, I want to get in the van. I am going to commit vehicular homicide. I am getting out of here. I am going to live.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. You hop in the van.
Yes.
You squeal. What are you doing? Are you hitting the accelerator?
Oh
really
yeah.
hard?
So freaking Rebecca is crying and like out of breath and just like and like trying to freaking, the back door to the van is still freaking open. And I imagine like she's like getting ready and getting whatever and making sure that it's in drive, and she sees like Mitch go like up, like look at her, and then freaking just gasses it and like tries to avoid people as best she can, but like
as the van tires, and thank you for saying what you said, because as the van tires spin furiously trying to grab traction on the road, they begin to smoke, and they're because you are really revving it up in this what are those, like Dodge cargo vans or whatever?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the tires are not trying to get traction on the icy bridge. They are getting traction on that chemical that was spilled all across from the tanker.
No.
And right away, you hear like it quit, like poof, as the flames beneath the van catch fire. The trail of fire. We're going to pause for a second. Detective Karppi. As you are holding the woman in your embrace, and when you come to your senses, you realize that you've been pumping on this woman's chest for the last undescribed amount of time. And as you take a moment to look at this person who's either passed out or dead, you don't know, do you want to check for that?
Oh my God, I am horrified at what I've been doing. Yeah, so I want to make sure she's still alive.
All right, go ahead and let's roll. Give me a strength check.
Okay. I'm not very strong, so hopefully I don't know what we want. I rolled a 73. So that's 73. A fail.
I should have had you roll against your melee attack. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The woman is kind of like pushing and trying to push you off. And what are you doing? Oh my God, what are you doing? I'm pregnant.
Oh.
As soon as I come to my senses and she yells at me, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'll throw her to Brock. I'm like, you take care of her. And I'm eating her. I'm hightailing it to our vehicle. I'm getting to that radio and I'm calling this shit in.
Brock, a woman is thrust in front of you. What do you do as you come to, and you actually, as you awake, you realize you are, there is a dead body on top of you, or at least an unconscious body. And you're kind of face down underneath that body.
I kind of crawl out from under, and I will turn this lady over. Do I recognize her or any of the other ones around me?
No, these are just random citizens. But as you turn her over, this is where Detective Karppi's woman is thrust into your face.
Okay.
As you begin to stand up, kind of thing.
Right. I've been in this town my whole life. Or are these women that I would have recognized? If I don't know them, are they local, or are they?
These are all local people from either Great Falls or Lawlerville. You've probably seen them in the grocery store. You know.
Okay. And when I see this woman kind of tossed at me, I will kind of like step up and try to catch her fall. She's unconscious, at least, right? You said. So yeah, I will just make sure that I can catch her and lower her down to the ground as well. And I'm going to check to see if they're both okay.
Okay. Yeah. Are you just doing like a look over to see if they're alive?
Yeah, I'm gonna check pulse and are they breathing, that kind of thing. So
okay. Yeah. That's easy. I mean, both are alive, low heart rate, low breathing. I mean, they've been pushed on and
stable.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no immediate danger.
Is there anybody milling about?
There are. Yeah. So if you look around, you hear several gunshots from the other side of the bridge. You hear tires squealing and what sounds like an ignition of, and like you look around, and when the tires are squealing, you see that action movie slow motion where liquid catches fire and begins to make its trail back to the tanker look, as like this blue flame kind of creeps back to the tanker. And then as you're looking at this happen, there is a gigantic explosion, and in which case it's right next to a commuter van, and all the windows on all the cars are busted out from the explosion. The commuter bus catches fire, and people start like walking out of the bus on fire, screaming.
Okay.
That's one direction you look at. You can look at the other direction and see more.
Yeah, when these things explode, I kind of throw myself over these women to try to protect them from any shrapnel or anything. And then once that kind of clears, I'm gonna jump up and I'm gonna start to yell for Karppi, but I think I'll notice that she's running for the car. I'll know that she's got the radio, and I'm gonna jump up and I start heading towards the people that are on fire and that might be injured. I'm gonna see if there's anybody that I can help.
Okay.
Over
Karppi, and Karppi trying to radio it in.
Oh yeah. My first thing's like, we have a 1034 on the bridge. We've got an explosion. Oh my God, we got so much shit. Get somebody down here now.
Come again. Repeat.
Oh, God damn it. Why does nothing work when you need it to? And she starts yelling in again and again.
What do you do when you hear the gunshots ring out?
Immediately kind of flinch. Shots fired. Drops the radio. And now I'm looking for where the guns are.
Back to Hawthorne and Fender. As the commotion escalates and you hear screeching of the van and smoke, and then an explosion from the tanker, and you see people yelling and screaming, some are on fire. You see two people start charging towards you. One has a crowbar and the other one just is bare empty-handed running towards you.
I'm going to interpose myself between my
sorry. Okay, good. Sorry.
I'm going to interpose myself between my sister and the madmen running towards us. And I'm going to focus on the worst threat first, which is the one with the crowbar.
All right.
I'm going into defensive mode.
Mm-hmm. All right. That one charges at you and does like a leaping tackle.
Oh, geez.
We're going to do a contested roll here. Melee combat or strength, whichever one is better for you.
Let's see. Where's that?
Fighting brawl is your melee.
Brawl. You said that or strength?
Strength. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll strength. That is a regular success, 59.
All right. Yeah. The person does tackle you and bring you to the ground, and they're going to raise up to strike you. Fender, do you want to do anything as you see this occur?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he gets to as soon as he sees all this falling apart, and as soon as he gets to the car, he opens the door, reaches under his seat, and pulls out a baseball bat that he keeps under his seat, as all taxi drivers do. And if he sees the guy attacking Steve and his sister, he's just going to try and swing away and try to get him off of him.
So as you're doing this, the opponent's going to get one swing on you, Hawthorne. You're in a defensive position, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So give me a melee athletics defense, but you can add a bonus die because you're in a defensive posture.
So be a dodge check?
Yeah, dodge check.
Yeah.
Dodge, and that's a bonus die. So that's
I'll let you decide. If you're trying to dodge it, you can use dodge. But if you're trying to block it with like an X block with your forearms, we will use.
I mean, it's a crowbar.
You fight back, yeah.
It's a crowbar. I'm going to try to kind of dodge out of the way of it.
Okay.
I'd rather not bust my forearm. So bonus die means I roll an extra tens die and take the better of the two.
Take the lower of the two. Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So or they both rolled the same, which is a success. I rolled a straight 40 on both rolls. So that's a regular success.
The pipe swings hard into the ground, and the guy and he flips it around to the business end, the end with the flathead screwdriver part, and he's going to try to jam it on you. You get it, take an action.
As he lifts up, as he lifts up, I'm going into pure instinct mode, and he's raising this thing up with the business end. I'm going to actually try to grab the crowbar and use his own momentum to drive it into his own chest.
Oh,
okay. All right, let's go for that. That's definitely got to be either dexterity or melee.
I'll do a brawl roll.
Brawl. Yeah, I'm thinking
a brawl roll.
Yeah,
that's hard to say. Brawl roll.
Brawl.
Do a brawl roll.
Brawl roll.
All right, let's see. This feels important. Let me grab the skull.
It is.
That's going to be for the tens. Okay, looking good. 48. That is a regular success.
All right, you're able to divert the crowbar, but it doesn't quite get the impaling effect that you're looking for. We're going to swap over to Rebecca as she hears an explosion behind her as she piles over. You just roll over Mitch.
Do I just what?
Do you just drive over Mitch?
I mean, are they in the front of the van?
He was the one that was looking at you.
Well,
yeah.
I thought he was behind, kind of back behind.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't want to ride right over Mitch. I wouldn't be able to bring myself to do it. No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, you're driving, but you're not getting very far because you're bumping into this traffic. You have to push cars aside, and there are people clamoring and trying to climb on this van. Some of them are on fire.
Oh my God. I think at this point, Rebecca her foot is just jammed down. Like she's so freaked out. Like it's just, it's like, when you lock up, like that's when people drive through the front of a building. Sometimes they say they just kind of froze that way. And that's what happens. That's kind of what's happening. She's just there's tires squealing. There's smoke. There's that burning rubber smell. And she's just freaking moving cars.
Yeah.
People.
Okay. Give me a quick D6.
Okay.
And then I want a sanity check afterward.
4.
Now give me a sanity check.
Sanity check is a fail.
All right. What does Rebecca feel as she mulls over 4 people?
She is hoping beyond hope that this is just a terrible dream. She's kind of she keeps closing her eyes shut tight and opening them and closing them and opening them and hoping that she wakes up. And that's all she can think about because this is the worst thing that's ever happened. What do I get for a failed sanity check?
Well, we're going to go ahead and roll. Let's see, 4 people. Give me a D6.
4.
Yeah, we're going to reduce our score by 4 points.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, that's messed up. I have a question. Upon my killing these 4 people, have I made any headway to escaping this fucking bridge?
Yes.
Good.
You are driving towards the direction of Lawlerville.
Okay.
And what we see is kind of fire behind you as your car the van kind of rolls over cars and people as you're kind of barreling and pushing cars aside. Detective Karppi and Brock, you hear crunching, crashing. You see a van barreling towards you. Karppi, you were going back to the vehicle, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the vehicle.
And you were trying to just radio in, or were you trying to get anything else?
I was trying to radio in because this is a situation beyond my control at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've been getting that whole static and that feedback.
Yeah, which just kind of was the icing on top of this whole bloody cake. And so, yeah. And then I heard shots fired. So I was looking for the shooter, and
They seem to be on the Great Falls side. Brock, what about you? Did you hear the shots fire? You see a van barreling towards you.
I move.
Naturally. Towards, away. Are you getting in the vehicle, or are you trying to get the surviving woman that you could into the vehicle?
I'm grabbing these women that I was helping and trying to get them out of the path of this vehicle that's coming towards us. So
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'll say you're able to do that within this turn. Fender and Hawthorne. So now you're at the guy who you see. Hawthorne has he's kind of fighting with this crowbar. You see him pushing it aside. You have the baseball bat. You're running up on him. What do you want to do?
Yeah, he's just gonna swing away at his head with a baseball bat.
Let's go.
Hit him in the head with a baseball bat.
That is, let's see, brawl. That's a hard success.
Hard success. Excellent. Give me a melee weapons, I believe, or one.
That's a D8. That's a D8. That's a D8 for the bat.
Oh man, that's super lethal. Go ahead.
7.
Yeah, it's like hitting a pumpkin with your baseball bat. Your baseball bat kind of goes a couple of millimeters into the structure of the pumpkin before you pull it back, as this person is like cleaned off and falls to the ground. Hawthorne, you are now free of this person on top of you, with a taxi cab that's right there, with, I would say, a clear pathway off of the bridge from the van.
You're welcome.
Is there anybody else still coming at us?
It's everyone all around. It depends on what you do.
So
it's just a massive riot all around.
Seeing Fender just basically save me from this dude.
Well, Fender's yelling to get in the cab. At this point, he's
I
like,
was just saying,
"Get in the cab."
As I'm standing back to my feet, I was gonna say I'm also grabbing you. And I think we're both at the same moment yelling, "Get in the cab!"
Yeah, pretty much.
As I grab my sister and push her into the back, and real quick grab my duffel bag off the hood of the car.
Fender, I'm assuming you're going to follow.
Oh yeah, Fender does a Dukes of Hazzard slide over the hood back to the driver's side, and climbs in and yeah, he already had in mind that there was a path made by the van, so he's already jamming it in reverse and he's not even bothering to turn around. He's just backing out.
Okay. All right.
Leaning over the bench seat, one hand on the wheel, spinning it and making his way back and right out.
Okay.
Amazing.
All right. Are you following the path of the van, or are you heading the opposite direction? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And whatever way is going to get him easily off the bridge, right? Like if that's creating a path for us to get off, that's what he's following.
Give me a D6.
All right. 2.
Oh, 2. Now, give me a quick luck check.
Oh, okay.
Kaeryn, I'm super glad we did that extra backstory work before we started tonight. It's really coming into play hard.
All right, hang on. Luck. Okay. Yeah, success.
Yeah. As you are barreling down, there are 2 people that are around, and they happen to dodge away from the taxi as you barrel behind this van that continues to push cars aside. Detective Karppi and Brock, you're up. Shots fired. You're inside the car. Almost sorry, you're inside the car trying to radio in. You hear the shots fired. Brock is shoveling people into the car itself. The Great Falls side of it, at least the side going toward Great Fall, is pretty much looks like this fire is spreading and is not being put out by the water. In fact, it seems like this whole side of the bridge is becoming more inflamed and impossible to cross back into Great Falls.
Yeah. I think as soon as Brock is like within earshot, Karppi is like frustrated beyond all get out with this stupid radio that ain't working. And she's just like, I can't get through. I don't know if they heard me. I don't know what's going on, but we're on our own.
Well, it's not my first time. Look, we just got to help as many people as we can figure what the hell's going on.
Where do we put them?
Not on the road, apparently. And I kind of look at where this van has gone flying by. Fucking newsies. Let's just start getting people cleaned up here.
Yeah. I think Karppi would say under her breath, like, when you say the fucking newsies, like, I think they'd be around to like cover this or something. And
Oh my god. No, it's fine. We're gonna have words.
I don't know, it's you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
And then absolutely going to be looking, I guess, like, you know how we have the door open and you're kind of crouched behind it, you got your gun out and you're looking around. She's just taking like stock of the situation, see if there's any pity we can actually help here, if there's things that basically triaging, I guess, if you will, the situation and what we can do the most good.
Let's give a spot hidden check.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard to see it.
34. So that is, just missed a hard success. So just a regular success.
Okay. Yeah. You can see someone probably about 50 yards away that is just not participating in the violence, but just kind of awestruck and looking around as to not knowing what's going on. It looks to be a maybe a 30-year-old woman there that's just standing around looking around, but where the place where the older woman set herself aflame or self-immolated at is no longer there. That person is missing. The bridge lights begin to flicker again, and you hear the groans and the creaking of the metal of the bridge as it begins to kind of like, it feels like it's kind of like moving and shaking.
This is Brock, we're gonna lose the bridge.
Uh-oh.
Get these people off the bridge now. And I would run towards that woman that is standing there looking like, what do I do? And I'm going to at least try to grab her and get her off the bridge, and then I'm going to leave. If I think we can go with the vehicle, we'll take the women that we've got in the vehicle, or at least I'll have like Brock do it. But if we can't, otherwise I'm going to start ushering the people I can on foot off the bridge.
Amongst all the violent rioters as well.
I'm going to stay away from most of those because I'm just one little girl.
The only person that seems to be like not riding at this moment, you can see. I mean, there may be others. If you want to look for more, you can.
Well, I'm going to grab her and we'll go out. And if I see others on the way, we'll grab them too. Otherwise, like, I'm not, like, the people that are fighting and rioting, no, they're on their own at this moment.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Brock?
Yeah, I am just kind of yelling to everybody that around to get off the bridge, and I'm looking for anybody that might need assistance to move. So
okay. The bridge continues to creak and like almost scream in agony. Does anybody want to look around at all? I don't recommend
No.
I mean,
So
Fender's making sure he doesn't crash his cab.
Rebecca's
really
eyes are like
Yeah. So
stapled.
Unless
open.
I'm like right behind him as he's driving off, he's probably not going to notice. He's going to preoccupied just trying to get off this damn bridge at the moment.
All right. So you're following the van.
I mean, Steve might see something in the back seat. I don't know. He's probably looking around, but
with your sister in the back seat who's crying and yelling, screaming in terror. What are you doing, Steve?
Yeah, I've got her sort of clutched to my chest, and I'm absolutely. This feels like the opening sequence of The Last of Us. I'm in the back seat.
Shut
I'm in
up.
the back seat, and I'm just doing the full 360 everywhere I can look because that's what I'm trained to do. I'm trained to look for threats and assess the situation. So while I'm protecting her and Fender's doing his 18 driving, I'm absolutely looking around.
I was gonna say Fender also while he's sort of doing this, he sort of reaches down into his pouch and he says, "Steve, right? You're a soldier, right?
Yeah,
soldier." Yeah. And he takes him out and he hands a 38 special through the little slot here.
Holy shit! Yes.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Do you do one of those cool moments where like you check to see?
I was about to say, I take it and I just do the sort of like one hand, flip it open and see that all the rounds are in there and just sort of
it's a loaded 38 special revolver. Yeah.
And as you do that and you're peeling down the bridge, different cars are catching fire and exploding as this chemical is spreading and blowing up cars behind you. It's rocking the bridge. Detective Karppi and Brock, you hear concussive explosions as the taillights of this van just keeps getting more distant. Real quick, Rebecca, as you're sitting there crying, did we resolve your sanity check yet?
Yeah, you said I lost 4.
Okay.
And I did.
And with that, you are screaming, you are crying, and you are laughing like loudly as you are barreling down and like this all emotions at once feeling.
Yet, oh my god. Am I close to being off the bridge?
Give me a 1d6 roll.
Oh my god. Oh my god. 3.
Give
halfway to being off the bridge.
Give me a quick luck check.
Okay. Oh god, no. I don't wanna. Am I trying to roll over luck or under luck?
You rolled under if you want to succeed.
So my luck is a 55. I rolled a 54.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
I passed.
You are barely swerving and missing these 3 people. You know, one of them's a car, and it's like, you know, and you kind of sideswipe a car as you're barreling down. You are 3/4 across the way of the bridge. Fender, you are following behind.
Oh yeah. He's just
carnage. That is
he's matching the van turn for turn. He's drive auto is his specialty, man. This is his gig.
Hawthorne, as you are looking around, and Detective Karppi, are you in the car? What are you doing? I mean, you were trying to save people, so you're not in the car, technically.
No, yeah. I'm trying to get that woman, get her off the bridge.
As you're trying to get the woman and trying to run with her, give me a quick D6, and that's one of odds or evens. That's all. Whatever you roll, odds or evens.
Even.
Brock, you see Detective Karppi along with a woman running towards. Are you trying to run towards the car to get the police cruiser or the car that you guys roll in? Where are you running towards? Okay. Yeah. Brock, as these 2 people are running towards you, your partner and this woman, the woman is snatched away into darkness.
Whoa!
Something. Then you hear a groan, which sounds like twisted metal. Let me ask you a question, Brock. Let me ask you a question.
Are you fools?
How much of a shit do you give about Detective Karppi?
And you don't have to do anything with it now. Police officers have their service weapons that they're issued. What is the unauthorized weapon you keep in the trunk of the car?
I've got a MAC-10.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
Nice.
That's all I wanted to know. You see this happen. What do you want to
For
do?
no reason.
No reason. I'm gonna write it down here for future
Like you
reference.
do.
Back
Good to
10
know.
shoots
reason
9mm rounds at 700 rounds.
Dwight's got a MAC-10. I'm sitting here with a 38 special.
I don't
And-
have shit. I have a
You
van.
have a van.
So I see this woman that the Detective Karppi's carrying just disappears.
Well, give me a quick spot hidden.
Do I have spot hidden on this sheet you gave me?
You have just use search.
be.
Search is fine.
Search. Yeah, it's 15. That is a hard success.
You see what looks like a stretch of bubble gum wrap around her and pull her down. Pink bubble gum.
Hmm.
And
And
as you
like-
look, just rip her off of the bridge and into the river.
Okay.
And then
I
you
just-
see, as you look at this, you see this happening to random people behind her.
And my shoulders just kind of sag and okay. And I will just run at Karppi and just try to grab her and pull her away as quickly as possible.
All right. As you and Karppi, you grab Karppi and you pull her away. As you guys, are you trying to pull her away or towards the vehicle?
Towards the car, like we are away from the bridge, away from wherever this thing
Okay.
is. River.
So someone is charging at you with crazed eyes. What do you do?
Do they have any weapons or anything?
Yeah, they have what's inside of cars. This one has a knife.
I pull my gun out. All right, stop right there. That's good enough.
Charging still.
I shoot him.
Yes.
All right, let's roll that shot. Well, it's a clean shot. Boom. Hits the person. You're aiming dead mass.
Center
All right.
mass.
The person takes a shot. They fall down, and as they fall down, that bubblegum tentacle wraps around them from underneath the bridge and yanks them down into the bridge.
Oh my god.
And I grab a hold of Karppi's wrists and just tug. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here now.
And surprisingly, there is no resistance from Karppi at this point. She allows you to pull her towards the vehicle and inside, and yeah, I think there's like this shocked, horrified look on Karppi's face at this point, like just like can't believe what the hell's going on. Like this is the worst that I've ever seen.
And I put Karppi in the passenger seat and I jump in the driver's seat and just start to pull away.
Okay. Yeah. And you have 1 or 2 passengers in there. Were you guys able to save anybody?
I thought they all got yanked away. So
Okay,
yeah.
great. Perfect. That's even
Yep.
better. All right. All right. So you guys follow down the path, you hit the reverse and do that Michigan U-turn and follow down the path of the taxi. Rebecca.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me resolve this other side first. Fender
Mhm.
and Hawthorne. You follow the van until it clears the Lawler side of the bridge. Behind you, you hear the creaking, moaning, and the crashing of cement and iron as it falls into Great Falls River behind you. There seems to be one other car behind you, and it kind of veers off to the side. Where are you going to take Hawthorne now that you've cleared the bridge and you're back on? You're in Lawlerville, but you are in you're off the bridge and you're kind of like on the bridge, the main road that leads to the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he has clear space, he'll slam on the brakes, turn the wheel, and spin the car around just in a single sort of slide on the wet asphalt, and begin sort of continue on. He wants to get basically far enough away from the bridge so that whatever made these people go crazy is not going to affect them anymore. So he's going to get, maybe a block down or whatever off the bridge, and as soon as he can turn off on a side road, he'll do that.
Okay.
Just be out of sight.
You say anything to Hawthorne that's in the back?
Yeah, it just he's saying, you two all right back there?
I think so. I only saw at least one other car that came off the bridge.
Well, and the van we were following. What the hell? God damn it.
Sorry.
I don't even know. I don't have the words.
You hear
what
your
just
sister
happened?
say, "Can we just go home?"
Yeah, where's your sister? Where's your place, ma'am?
It takes me a second to remember her address. 126 West Green Street.
All right, hang on.
All right.
And he'll he'll what sort of get it in his head and start making his way towards her place.
Okay. Now, as Detective Brock and Detective Karppi, go ahead, and as you guys drive off of the bridge, who's driving?
I am.
Okay. Detective Karppi, are you doing anything? Are you gonna look back, or are you gonna just keep your eyes forward, or?
She's
Hold on.
shell shocked.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, she's shell shocked. I think she's like staring out straight out the window, forward. I don't know if would be a point where she'd look back, to be honest.
Well,
Maybe if there's a explosion or other sound, but otherwise I think she's
There is a large other sound, and it sounds like Godzilla. It sounds like a screeching, roaring monster.
Yeah, she'll look back, expecting to see, Godzilla at this point, because why not?
Who the hell knows? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. As you look back, you see it looks like giant writhing spire, like bubblegum tentacles that are just pulling down this bridge and everything on it as the car clears it, and the bridge becomes only 10% on each side. So the bridge between Lawlerville and Great Falls is completely fallen into the Great Falls River.
I think in reaction to seeing that, Karppi's foot is going to stomp upon Brock's foot on the accelerator harder.
And the tires peel. And just as you begin to continue to drive away, you do get a call on the over the CBU police radio. There's been an emergency at Great Falls Hospital. All officers within the Great Falls area, please respond. Of course, you cannot because you're in Lawlerville.
I don't have words. I think I just throw the.
Yeah, I'm just driving away. I'm not trying to get anywhere right now. I'm just trying to get us away from the bridge.
Okay.
So,
All right, Rebecca.
Yeah.
When you get back in control of yourself, the van is against a tree off of a side road in Lawlerville.
Mhm.
It is morning time, and your foot is on the gas. And as the wheels are just spinning, which aren't even wheels anymore, they're down to the rims, the gas runs out.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you look around, and it is literally like 9 o'clock in the morning. You don't remember where the night has gone.
I guess I would kind of like take my foot off the gas. And it's just like supremely, surreally quiet. And I would kind of like go to open the door, but it's like jammed. And she would really like put her shoulder into it, and eventually it kind of creaks open, but it doesn't have like full range of motion. It's just all dented and crumpled. And she would like get out of the van and try to take inventory of where she is, because obviously like Lawlerville and Great Falls is like her territory, so she kind of should know where she is, or at least approximately.
Yeah.
And so she tries to take inventory of where she is.
You are on a side road, and you can look up over your shoulder, and you can see the Advent Research Facility standing on top of the hill that overlooks both cities in a higher like plateau.
Yeah.
Next morning, Detective Karppi, are you going to go with Brock as he goes to do detective work on the shoreline?
Yeah, I am.
All right. So you and Detective Brock have reported into the Lawlerville Police Department through the night. You have dropped off the people to the Lawlerville. It's not quite a hospital, but one of those quick emergency clinics. It's like a 2-story building that can, help people within the area, but it's not a full-fledged hospital. And that's where you dropped off the people. So now it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's not quite sunny, but it is gray, like a silvery light kind of is everywhere. And as you are looking at the destroyed bridge with a few embers of smoke that's coming from it, on the shoreline of Great Fall Rivers are just empty clothes that are washing ashore. Brock, you pull that little thing out of your pocket and take a look at it. You look up from looking at the device. A man that calls himself the Rook is leaning with a cane as you have hold on one second here. Okay. As you are he's looking at you, and you are lowering a large rectangular object into the cellar of the barn next to all the bodies that you buried. He looks at you. I'm going to retire now. And he hands you what is a blackberry. You said you were in.
You know I can't leave him there, right?
We're all left somewhere, Brock.
I'll do whatever it is that you think I need to do. But I'm not leaving him there. I'll find a way.
hope so. And as he pushes this button on a remote, and this large crate lowers down into the barnyard cellar. He hands you the BlackBerry. You look into the crate and you see a cone-like object. What's a cone? Has a nuclear symbol on it. And the numbers on that digital readout correspond with the numbers on your BlackBerry. You pull the floor to cover it and then cover it with some hay. There's only one way out once you're in.
Whenever you say, old man, I'll figure it out.
A sound of a car pulls up, and with his cane limping to his car, he looks over his shoulder and says, her name was Sydney.
Was. He hops in the car and it drives away. You look at the BlackBerry and it simply says 2,000 days, 0 hours, 0 minutes, 59 seconds, 58 seconds, 56 seconds. You come back to your scene in reality as you look at the same BlackBerry, and you look at Detective Karppi as she looks at all of the empty clothes on the shore. And the BlackBerry reads 9 days, 17 hours, 17 minutes, 38 seconds, 37 seconds, 36 seconds, 35. And that's where we're gonna end it.
Oh my god. Wow. Amazing, dude.
Holy
11:03,
shit.
2 minutes over.
Bro. Incredible. Incroyable.
So I don't know if you planned it that way or not, Ricky, but you wrapped it as that music track faded out from its first loop.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Wow,
Ricky gave me a couple of very specific music
timing.
cues that I was running with here for tonight's session, and
Jesus.
holy crap.
Oh my
Did you have fun?
god.
We have fun?
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yes.
I
It was
think
a lot of fun.
Incredible.
I think of all of the games that we've played of Mythos so far, this went from 0 to 60 the fastest.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Jesus.
Yeah.
We started
Yeah, there
with
was-
dead bodies. Like
there-
that was the
yeah.
first scene.
There was
Yeah,
no
freaking
slow burn.
Blackberry
There
and
was no
dead
slow
bodies.
burn. Ricky's like, here's the vehicle we're going to get in. Here's the cinder block I'm going to throw on the accelerator.
Seriously.
By the way, the car's on fire and
Incredible.
everybody's dying around you.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't kill
The entire
anybody.
time, because of
Yeah.
how quickly it started, I was like, God damn, is this only a one shot? Because we're gonna be dead by the end.
You know what? It would be a great one shot for a con. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would.
If I just limited it to this first episode, yeah, it'd be a great one shot.
Oh, damn.
I don't want
Well
to
done,
spoil
Ricky.
anything,
Mhm.
but this is my second time experiencing Ricky GMing
Oh,
for a Call of Cthulhu. All I will say about the last time, which was just a few months ago,
yeah.
was we played for a couple hours.
Yeah.
We had our characters, we had everything. At the end of that session, as all of our characters were viscerally destroyed, Ricky handed us all character sheets and said, now here's your real characters. That's all I'm going to say on that, in case Richie ever does something with that
Oh
again.
my
but
God, nothing is off the table.
I'm
love it.
learning very quickly that we waited too long, but I'm glad you're finally running. You're finally running
thank
something. What a heck of a way to kick off MTD's return.
What a great honor. Thank you.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you, Ricky, for an incredible first session of what is probably going to be the rest of 2023, most likely.
Yeah, my pleasure.
For reminder for those watching, whether you're watching with us live or you're watching this on the VOD later, this game happens live on twitch.tv/mini-terrain domain every second Wednesday of the month. It is a monthly game. We will be returning, today's the 8th. So I think it's in 2 weeks. Our next couple of games are all going to be dropping around that time. We've got Scribes and Scrolls coming back as a Pathfinder 2e game. Descent into Avernus is being replaced. The same crew with a couple adjustments is coming back as a every 2 weeks Numenera campaign. And on Thursdays in the time slot, the 8:30 time slot, will be a brand new campaign, Kids on Bikes. Welcome to Paradise, Michigan.
Nice.
Cari is giving M a run for the money for appearing on the most MTD streams.
That is my goal in life.
Right?
I've told them that their days are numbered.
Right. So, yeah, you'll be able to catch Cari at certain points 3 nights a week on the channel. So, yeah. Again, huge thank you to Ricky and of course, thank you to Kaeryn, Alex, Cari, Dwight, and myself, without whom this would have been Ricky just mind effing himself for a couple hours.
Wow.
With that, we are going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want.